Definitely. I always considered myself a pretty scrappy and resourceful kid. I would take, two pieces of scrap paper and a pencil and make my own magazine and publish my own newspaper, or take two cardboard boxes and a pillow and make like an obstacle course around the house. And I also really loved volunteering in the community. So I think the combination of loving to help people in the community and also loving to kind of make things from scratch, make unexpected things from scratch, I very much relate to Anna, the lead character, for that. Amazing Voice is it's Anna's imaginary friend who helps her become a superhero. So she's this kind of scrappy dreamer of a kid who, like I said, wants to help out in her neighborhood. But she doesn't quite know how, and sometimes she doesn't know how to put all of her ideas together and make it work. So she gets this imaginary friend called the Amazing Voice, which helps her put all of her big ideas into action and teaches her how to do it on her own. Yes, I had lots of imaginary friends. I had a frog who I was particularly fond of. There was a tree that was my imaginary friend. I'd never had a person who was my imaginary friend, but in this piece, the Amazing Voice is a person. The thing that I find to be so amazing about young people is that they have big imaginations. I know when I was researching writing this play, I found all of these nonprofit and charity organizations started by teenagers, started by 12-year-olds, 13-year-olds, 15-year-olds, who had discovered there was a cause that they cared passionately about and started an organization to help that cause. Life in the barrio is no different than life in the suburbs in many ways. I have lived in el barrio, I have lived in the suburbs. The streets look a little different, the language is spoken may be different, the music listened to, some of it might be different, some of it's the same. But the thing that's really fun about life in the barrio is that the neighbors are a little bit closer together. So it's almost like the neighbors on Anna's block, they're almost like a club. They know each other really well. They're almost like a family. They know each other really well. They see each other all the time because their houses are so close together. So this block is her club, it's her family, it's the people who've watched her grow up. Find what's special in your community and maybe just in your family, and find a way to participate in that. When I was a kid, I really loved hearing stories in my family because I grew up in Philadelphia, but a lot of people in my family grew up in Puerto Rico, so I would interview them and ask them questions about what their life was like when they grew up. And my father didn't have any electricity in his house growing up. He grew up on a farm, and I grew up in a city. So I would say engage with the world around you and discover things in your family and in your community. I couldn't choose one. I would have lots of powers as a superhero. In the musical, Anna, she helps get the kids ice cream on the block, and she also helps solve an illness that her mom is dealing with. So I like ice cream, so I would definitely get ice cream for everyone if I was a superhero. And I would probably help the public schools because that's a cause that's close to my heart.